What's up everyone, welcome back to the channel. My name is Ilias, I'm a photographer located in Athens, Greece. And yeah, this video is a video that I didn't expect to do anytime soon, to be honest. I was waiting for Nikon to maybe address some of the things that we're going to be talking about as of today, and they're really easy things to fix, but for some reason they don't fix their problems, and they're kind of neglecting not all of their customers, but a good portion of them. They're basically self-sabotaging themselves, and yeah, I really wanted to talk about it. So in this video, we're going to be touching on the three parts where I think that Nikon really has fucked up completely, and it's making me think if their brand is the right brand for me and for what I'm doing and for the type of work that I'm doing. And the three main parts where, in my opinion, Nikon fucked up completely. I have a few notes over here, so excuse me if I have to look at my phone. So basically, they have their APS-C cameras, in terms of the mirrorless cameras, completely neglected. It's unacceptable what they are doing on their APS-C world. That was number one. Number two is basically that they don't allow any of their cameras to record video in both of their SD cards, in both of their SD slots. You basically cannot record with redundancy unless you're using a Ninja 5, which is crazy. Like, do they own a part of Ninja, of Atomos, whatever the company is? And this is terrible for my type of work. I'm basically doing hybrid photography and videography in weddings, and not being able to record in both SD cards my video is a deal breaker. Like, what the fuck? Last but not least, this doesn't really affect me personally, but their social media, their marketing, and their support towards the younger generation, it's almost non-existent. Let's break all of these things out, from the first to the last. About the first one, their APS-C system is completely neglected. It's the only system that doesn't have a fast zoom like the kit lens, but with an f2.8 aperture. They don't even have the Sigma version. Even Canon, who opened up years after Nikon their mount, even them, they have access towards the beautiful Sigma. I think it's the 18 to 50mm f2.8, which is a small fast zoom, and yeah, it's the perfect replacement for the kit lens. Don't get me wrong, I love my kit lens. I use it all the time, basically, when I'm traveling or when I'm doing whatever it might be. But it's crazy to me that after all these years, we don't have a fast kit zoom lens. It doesn't make any sense. I'm in a Facebook group where we talk about Nikon ZFC, Nikon Z30, Nikon Z50, and all that kind of stuff. And many people in these groups, they buy the adapters in order to adapt Sony E-mount lenses to their Nikon ZFC, to their Nikon Z30, and all these different bodies. It's crazy to me that Nikon loses lens sales, even from Sony, from a different brand. Like, and don't get me started with the technology in their APS-C system, like Fujifilm, Canon, Sony. They all have a pro APS-C body with pro capabilities. We have nothing. I use my Nikon ZFC. My Nikon ZFC is the camera that I'm filming right now. I love it. I have done many professional jobs with it, but it lacks the features, it lacks the professional features, especially in the video side of things, which many people want. And other brands give that to people. So I don't understand how we are so far behind in terms of the APS-C world. So many people have been waiting for a pro APS-C body. Even your main target, the everyday wildlife photographer. Even these people, they want a pro APS-C body, because a pro APS-C body with a really nice zoom, which Nikon is probably the best company out there for wildlife zooms. Anyways, like I was saying, sometimes a pro APS-C body is even better than a full frame camera for wildlife photography. Or at least I know many wildlife shooters who want to have a pro APS-C body as a second camera when they are out there and they're photographing all these different animals. So yeah, not having a pro APS-C body, not having the proper lens support for these APS-C bodies is something really worrisome in my opinion, because most beginners, most enthusiasts, they're not going to buy their expensive full frame cameras, because an expensive full frame camera or even a cheap full frame camera comes with expensive full frame lenses. Most of us, we begin by going into a store and just grabbing the cheapest APS-C camera from Nikon, Canon, whatever it might be. In my case, it was Nikon, and that's why I have this company so much in my heart and I wanted to succeed. But right now, it has neglected the APS-C bodies, which is not good news at all for beginners, for enthusiasts, or for these people who want to try a better body, you know, something with more features, because some people have outgrown the Z50. They need something better. And I'm not bashing these cameras. They're excellent cameras in my opinion. I love them. I have shot weddings on the Nikon Z50 and many other professional shoots. But some people need more because they need better tools. And yeah, not having a pro APS-C body is questionable. Not having proper lens support is questionable, like a fast zoom. Anyways, let's continue on. This next one is the biggest foul for me. I know for many people doesn't matter, but the fact that you cannot back up your videos in a second SD card in any body, it doesn't matter if you have the Z9, the Z8, even the new Z6 III, you just can't back up your videos. I know for most situations it doesn't matter. I know that, but I'm shooting weddings. I'm doing hybrid photography and videography. I'm taking photos, I switch to video, I'm taking B-roll. That's how I work. It is really beneficial. It is a really beneficial way to work. Of course, we have other people taking video as well, but I want to have that option, you know? It's crazy. Every company out there does that. I don't understand how Nikon doesn't allow their video shooters to back up their files on a second memory card. I don't understand that. Maybe they're doing that for overheating, which is crazy. Other companies have been doing that from 2019. Maybe they're doing that because the second memory card is slower. I don't care. At least give me like a flat 4K 30 backup. It doesn't have to be the exact backup, but please give me a backup. If 1 in a million something happens and my SD card fails, goodbye my videos, I guess. Who gives a shit? People will tell me to buy a Ninja Atomos or something like that, but I don't want to have a bigger screen always like that, especially when I'm shooting hybrid, you know? For the way I work, I don't want it. I don't want it, I don't need it. Actually, I do need it right now because I'm shooting with Nikon, but I don't have to need it, you know? Like, I really wanted to invest in the Z8. This camera ticks all of my boxes, except the dual recording. I don't understand that. Or the Z6 III. I really wanted to buy that camera, but the fact that they don't give me or they don't allow me to record in both SD cards is such a huge red flag for me. This might not affect most people, but hear me out. Let's say you're on a vacation, okay? And you didn't bring with you your laptop and your hard drive in order to back up your photos, your videos, and all that kind of stuff. It makes perfect sense to not bring your laptop anywhere with you. Like, you're not out there for a professional shooter, right? Right. And before you come home, your SD card gets corrupted. Of course, maybe you have a second SD card on your body. Maybe you use the Nikon Z5 and you backed up all your photos, but your videos are gone. Why? Because Nikon doesn't allow you to back up the videos on a second fucking card. And before you tell me that you never had your SD card getting corrupted or something like that, remember, there are two types of people in this world. The first is the one that had a corrupted memory card issue, and the second group of people is the group that doesn't have an SD card failure yet. It's going to happen at least once. It's going to happen, hopefully, fingers crossed, it never happens to any of you, but I'd rather be safe rather than being sorry. That's my point, and I think that in all these pro models or even in their slower models, I think with a simple firmware they can allow us to back up our videos. I don't know why they refuse to do that. Many creators have the same issue with me and they've asked Nikon, but they never got an answer.
Now, as for why this is, I don't have an answer for you. I have asked Nikon and they have not been able to give me a reason why, but it's definitely an annoyance considering that all of their competitors that I can currently think of at the time of making this video that offer dual card slots in their cameras also allow you to record to both card slots when recording video.
Please, Nikon, start writing video to 2 card slots. People hear that it can only write to 1 and they don't believe it. They're like, in this year, that's impossible, show me. And then you just only can write to 1 card slot on video mode. So please fix it. It is a big deal to a lot of us that shoot hybrid photo video.
So yeah, the fact that they don't even care enough to answer to these creators, you know, fuck me. I don't matter. I don't get any views. I don't matter. I'm just a random dude on the internet. But the fact that they don't even talk about it to the influencers or the photographers which they work with, I don't get it. I don't get it. Anyways, personally, you guys, I really wanted to invest on the Nikon Z8. I think it's my dream camera. I really wanted to invest in the Nikon Z6 III maybe, if I couldn't afford the Z8. But for my wedding business, I will most likely switch over to Sony. Of course, I will be keeping my Nikon ZFC. It's my favorite camera ever. I will not carry any expensive full-frame camera with big full-frame lenses almost anywhere. It's going to be used only for professional situations, and I will keep my Nikon ZFC with my smaller lenses for when I'm hiking, for when I'm doing street photography, where I'm out there documenting my everyday life. For these type of situations, of course, I will keep my Nikon ZFC. But as of now, for the next wedding season, I will probably invest on, I don't know, the Sony a7R5, probably something like that. We're going to talk about this in the future as well, but as much as I love Nikon, I also want to make a living out of this whole thing. And yeah, if my camera goes in my way and it tries to sabotage the way that I should, I cannot work with them. And last but not least, let's talk about the way they handle their social media and their marketing in general, not just their social media, you know. I have never seen such bad reels. I have never seen so many bad photographs getting uploaded by Nikon Europe, Nikon USA, Nikon Greece, which I follow as well because I'm from Greece. Do you have any idea how much trash Nikon uploads on these pages? It's embarrassing. They have uploaded so many reels where people are making fun of them in the comments. And after that, they delete it. I managed to save one really bad reel, which they have uploaded, and I think it's still up. I think it's still up on the Nikon page. It's basically this one here.
I'm gonna show you why the 24-120 is my favorite lens, like almost ever. I can shoot super wide, right? But I can also get super tight. Look at me straight, chin down a little bit. Look how close I get to her. Look at how close I'm able to get there and it still focuses. I can get close. I mean, look at how close that is, man. Actually, let's give you the hard light. Yeah, I'm at 120. Focusing on her eye. That's like 30% of your image is the pixels of her eyeball. The 24-70 f4 does that as well. This is a lens that comes with your camera most times. And you can do that. Nothing's stopping you in this era except you. You have to chase the looks you want to go after. So take the shots you want to take. Don't chase the shots you think you're supposed to take.
Guys, do you see this? Can you see look at the top comment. Look at the top comment underneath the video. Look at this. Even as Nikon shooters, we wonder how these things end up in Nikon pages. What is this? Both of the images that this person showed us. I'm sure this person is an amazing photographer or content creator, whatever his job might be. I'm sure he's an amazing photographer in order to be able to work with Nikon. But in this specific reel that Nikon uploaded, it's not his fault. It's not his fault. Both of the images are out of focus. He didn't focus on the eye. He focused on the eyelash or somewhere else. The eye is not in focus. He's not using eye autofocus. You're trying to get an image and show us how the cameras are working. You're trying to take an image on the eye and you're not using eye autofocus. Eye autofocus. And both of the images are autofocus. What is this type of content? Nikon, if you have no idea how to handle your social media, hire me, hire someone to do a little bit of quality control, you know? This is Nikon. It's supposed to be elite because Nikon makes elite products. They're making elite products. And there are many other instances. Sadly, I haven't saved any of them because I didn't knew that I would make this video. Or they're posting images without any quality control. And I'm like, who takes these shitty images? And then I'm going to the photographer's page, which they tag down below. And I see such a beautiful work, you know? Do me a favor and follow Nikon USA, Nikon Europe, and watch what they're uploading for the next month or so. Most of the stuff is really good, okay? But some of the content out there is embarrassing. And people are starting to notice. And it's not acceptable to continue to fuck up all this time. And since we're talking about social media and marketing in general, young people don't choose Nikon anymore. They don't. Why? Because you push them away. I know that Nikon probably has all this big sales team out there and they have all their analytics and they know which to target, but they refuse to target the younger generation. If you go to YouTube, if you go to TikTok, every young person out there, it doesn't matter how big of a social media following they have or how small it is, most of them are using Fuji, Sony, or maybe Canon. The only young people who use Nikon are beginners who go in a store and just get the camera that the salesman sells to them. This is how I started using Nikon. This is how most of the people that I meet end up using Nikon. But most of these people, when they're going to upgrade their camera, they will go for a Sony, they will go for a Fuji. Why? Because that's what other kids their age are using. It's that simple. You refuse to give your younger creators a chance. I think the only influencers that they have is Brandon Waffle, and I love his work. He was one of my favorite photographers when I started, and I'm still looking out for what he's creating. And Jordi Koalatic, I think he basically is this guy who makes viral TikToks. Again, really creative, but I think that's it. I don't know, prove me wrong. Like, who in my age, like 20 to 30, is using Nikon? I think maybe a 10%, maybe a 5%. That's what I'm seeing. That's what I'm seeing personally. Nobody of the younger generation is using Nikon. The next generation from mine is definitely not going to be using Nikon. About the longevity of this company, of course, it's going to be around for many, many years to come. But at some point, your current customer base, your current main customer base is going to retire. So you need to start looking out for your younger generation. Personally, I don't have a large following. Like, it doesn't matter. But I think I'm one of the few people who use and promote the Nikon ZFC, for example. I think most people know about me because of the Nikon ZFC. When they think of my name, they think of the Nikon ZFC. When the Nikon 24mm f1.7 got released, I contacted Nikon Greece and they loaned me that lens for about a month or so, which was super kind of them. I knew that this lens was going to be a top seller and I want to make a review because I knew that it would be really important to some of my viewers. And all of the videos that I did with the 24mm, they went really, really well. But when it came time to return the lens, they informed me that a piece of paper was missing, something for the logistics. I don't completely know, to be honest. I personally didn't see that paper, that one page of paper that was missing in the bag that they gave me. But yeah, I thought it wasn't a big of a deal, like we did such an amazing collaboration. Actually, I did an amazing collaboration. Like, all they did is loan me a cheap lens for a couple of weeks and I managed to bring this amount of views for them. And I think that this is the way that these larger companies need to work. When a creator comes to you who supports your brand and who is trying to bring more eyeballs towards your own products, I think you need to support this person. I'm not saying that you need to give to every random person that comes everything that they ask, but if someone does a decent job, I think, and they ask for something, I'm not saying that you have to make posts about them on social media, but maybe try to give these people a little bit more gear, you know? All these different companies, they send out gear all the time. Most of the companies, they allow people to even keep some of the stuff. TT Artisan, for example, whenever they send me a lens for testing, I always get to keep that lens. And I'm saying all this because, listen to this, when the Nikon ZF got announced a year or so back, I sent an email to the contact that I had on Nikon. The first contact ghosted me, and the second contact, he was like, we have a few models, but you're going on a waiting list because some other magazines need to have first one of the copies in order to make an article and all kind of stuff. And I understand that, you know, I completely understand that. But at the same time, I'm probably the only person in Greece who makes content about the Nikon ZFC. If you ask anyone who owns a Nikon ZFC, they probably know my name. I know I have a small following, but what I asked them is to get a loaner of the Nikon ZF for 2, maybe 3 days. I didn't ask for more. In order to test this camera out, make tons of content, make tons of videos, and I want to do that because so many people messaged me what my opinion is about the ZF, which is the bigger brother of the ZFC, which I'm known for. Yeah, I got on a waiting list, on a supposed waiting list. I never heard back from them again. So yeah, I know that this whole story might sound a little bit arrogant because who am I to get a loaner from Nikon? It's not about me, you know. It's not about me. If they do this to me, they probably do it to many other people. And I don't understand how you can treat that way the last breed of younger creators who are choosing to use your products. I don't understand that, and I think that the fact that you, Nikon, don't support the creators, the younger creators that keep using your products is the main reason why all the kids out there don't use your cameras. Again, most people my age, I'm 26, or younger than me, they don't use Nikon, they use Sony, they use Fuji, they use Canon, because that's what other creators their age use. And again, there's nothing wrong with most of your products. It's a you problem. And I'm making this video because maybe someone at Nikon listens to this. Of course, they're not going to listen to this. Like, who am I to reach Nikon? Like, who gives a shit at the end of the day? But yeah, this is how I feel. It's my channel. I can talk whatever the fuck I want about. And again, I'm not a Nikon hater. A Nikon ZFC is filming me. I shot all of my weddings this year with a Nikon Z5 and I have a few more weddings to go. I'm a huge Nikon supporter. I have been shooting my whole life with Nikon. So yeah, if you call me a Nikon hater, that's a you problem. I don't really care about you, to be completely honest. I just want this brand to succeed because I want to continue working with this brand. The ergonomics of a Nikon camera, they're unbeatable. The image quality of a Nikon camera is exactly the kind of image quality that resonates with me, and I really want to continue using these products. I don't care about Nikon supporting me. I don't want to work with Nikon. I don't care. I don't care if I collaborate with them. They showed me how they treat people like me, so I don't care about collaborating with them or working with them. And yeah, these are the main issues that I have with Nikon. Let me know down below if maybe you feel that way, if you have any other problems. Let me know down below if you completely disagree with me, okay? Let me know everything down below. I would love to see your opinions on this topic. Anyways, this is where I'm going to leave you guys. Thank you so much for spending a little bit of your valuable time by watching my content. This really means the world to me. If you are new here and you love photography, videography, weddings, street photography, travel photography, epic car photography, you have no idea what the next videos are going to be about. Watch till the end for the small trailer. Yeah, anyways, I'm backtracking again. If you're new here and for some reason you like me, then consider subscribing or maybe even liking this video. This really helps out with the algorithm. And yeah, I'll see you all next time. Take care. Peace.